All right, guys, so we're about to see some championship level tracking. I got Gage out here. I don't care what happened on this field, whether it got mowed or whatever else. He is a champion, and you guys are going to see how he tracks this, no matter how hard it gets. With me. Sit. Has engaged checking in, IGP3 tracking. Dog will indicate articles. With me. And you're going to see right away like how he takes the first odor. Sook. That is how a champion starts a track. Full power into the track. Really, really good, strong energy, right? Detailed, intense nose. You know, Chico was kind of like already going off on tangents and wandering here and there. The second the going kind of gets tough and unfamiliar, he becomes less powerful because that's his foundation. Whereas with this dog, he knows from training, a lot of training. See right here. Like this is clearly a cross track. I now know, because I trust Gage implicitly, that they mowed, they did something here. Someone was on this field, or multiple someones were on this field. Just the way he's acting right now. I know he's checking cross tracks there. And that's just because I've known him for years, and I know what he does on virgin fields, and I know what he does when there's cross tracks. So there's definitely cross tracks. But you see, Chico immediately is like, oh, cross track, let me just follow it, right? And that's just him not having that same foundation in training, and you can see it. And that's why I trust this dog a lot more in championships than the other dog, because this is the dog that I don't care what happened to the field, he's going to track his ass off. Doesn't mean he's guaranteed like going to do well every time. There's no such thing, but it does mean that I know he is honest on the track, and I know he works his ass off on the track. You can see cross track. He's checking them. He's like, nope, they're not right. They're not right. That's not where daddy was. Oh, that's where daddy was, right? Again, good thing I baited this track fairly heavily. Well, I baited this leg fairly heavily. I don't think I actually baited the next leg that heavy. I actually have legs in both these tracks where there's not a lot of bait. And this is the difference between a dog I trust and a dog I don't. So I now know, you know, Chico was fighting against a lot of things, but I don't care what you're fighting against. You know, at the end of the day, track is a track. You got to work. You got to work, right? And look at the energy that he's bringing. He's enjoying the problem, right? Whereas the other dog was kind of like, ooh, you know, a little stressful, like a little weird, you know, oh, not sure. Let me just kind of mosey on down this way and wait for you to crank on the leash if I'm wrong. Like, not a lot of like proactive problem solving. This dog is solving the problem and truly enjoying it. There, he's found my corner, right? But again, being careful. He's enjoying himself, but he's being careful. And he found the first article. So now I'm going to throw something at him. He's expecting a reward, but there is no reward on this one, right? These little articles are what I use. Here we go. So, see, that lack of reinforcement actually brought more power. It was like, God damn it, you owe me something, motherfucker. Look at that. Look at this. I love it. I love the work ethic. This or something. I'm waiting for him to decide this is wrong. Okay. Sook! Get to work. So it's funny, I was just talking, I had to put my phone away because I had to get on the dog a little bit, about how the dog is you know, generally super honest and has a great work ethic on the track. And he went off on a tangent, you know, obviously got caught up in one of those cross tracks, and I needed to get on him. But the second I got on him, he got right back on track, which tells me that he was actually screwing around a little more than I thought. And what was happening when I was just letting him work it out was he was thinking, oh, okay, the rules don't apply. Rules don't apply. I can do whatever I want, right? And this is why now I have to be really firm with him about making mistakes. And this is the fantastic balance with tracking. Like, you let dogs, you know, you let a dog screw around on the track and just kind of do whatever he wants on a regular basis, and you'll see how you know, even though he might really enjoy the act of tracking, you'll see how loosey-goosey he gets. He's like, oh, this is an interesting smell. Let me go investigate this. Oh, there's a cross track here. Let me kind of go down that cross track a little bit. So for me now, because I saw that he was taking liberties, you know, in the beginning there, now I'm going to be hard on him for every little mistake, right? Now he's going to learn, hey, man, this is not the time. And that's what we talk about foundation, right? So there's something here. Yes, this was a left turn, I believe. I marked my left turn and then I ran out of flags. So the rest of this is not marked. So now he better work. There's no help for him from me here. You see how much, and a lot of people think like, oh, you know, it's legitimately too hard for the dog. Like I know some people are going to say to me, oh, you know, like that stuff you were doing with Chico is you were being too hard on him. No, I'm not, because I know what good tracking looks like, and I know what work ethic looks like, and I know the difference between allowing a dog to fool around on a track versus holding a dog accountable to the track. All the reinforcement is in the track. I'm not going to allow you. This is perfect. Nice little left turn here, I believe. Or right turn, I should say. Or maybe not. Well, it's a good thing I baited it. Good. And I'm comfortable with you guys seeing my dogs make mistakes on the track, because I hope at this point you're kind of starting to understand all the complexity involved in the art of tracking, right? And you might plan to do something, let's say, you might plan to do something in your track, and then all of a sudden, like I said with Chico, it went from, oh, we're working on, you know, more precision, depth of nose, to we're just working on getting through really tough situations. So obviously the field got mowed, it was tough, it was hard for him to focus, it was hot, and you know, there was a few times where he wanted to quit or just kind of go off on his own little tangent, and he had to fight through that. Whereas with Gage here, you know, it's tough, but what he did was he started willfully kind of screwing around a little bit, and it became necessary for me to discipline him and remind him, hey man, the rules still apply. Just because I haven't corrected you for the first few mistakes doesn't mean that I'm going to allow mistakes to occur in perpetuity. And you know, a lot of people think, oh, you know, like if I correct my dog on the track, he's not going to want to track. That is a huge error. What you need to do is you need to make pressure meaningful to the dog in a way that the dog understands what the pressure means. The pressure doesn't mean don't track. The pressure didn't come for tracking. The pressure came for not tracking. And that's why using pressure on track in obedience and protection is the realm of experts. A lot of people are like, oh, you just want to do it the easy way. Actually, no, it's the hard way. You can screw your dog up with pressure really, really easily, right? You need to know what you're doing. You need to have pressure that makes sense to the dog so that you get a beautiful picture like this on the championship, right? The difference between my dog in the championship and other dogs is my dog has had, hopefully, if I've done everything correctly, the right amount of pressure in order that he can excel. He can show power but still be correct, but also the right amount of motivation so that no matter how hard conditions get, he'll continue to work. Look at this. Look at this. This is working here. This is what working looks like. He knows there's a right turn. He found it. And now he's in the bait, right? You see that, how careful he was there? Oh, I don't want to cut the corner, right? I want to make sure I do it correctly. Now this is basically a straight line all the way home, right? I want to do this correctly. I want to work hard, right? He stopped taking those liberties, and that's all from that big correction I gave him all the way over there at that tree, right? So people that don't understand pressure, they think, oh, if I correct my dog on the track, he's not going to want to track. And I'm telling you, yes, because you probably haven't layered the pressure into your training properly. You haven't shown the dog how to deal with the pressure productively, right? And that's why your dog will quit if you apply pressure to him. That's why pressure is the realm of expertise, and you need to have a meaningful plan when it comes to applying pressure to your dog. Pressure is a necessary component of success. It is what creates that reliability, especially when you have a highly motivated dog. That motivation can go into a lot of directions. If you want that motivation to only go in productive directions for your training, you better know how to apply pressure in a meaningful way to the dog that makes sense and that streamlines all that motivation the dog has for the task in the exact productive direction that you want to go. Anyone that trains a dog with positive reinforcement exclusively on the track will not have success at the high levels in IGP, right? I said it now, you can take that to the bank. Anyone that trains exclusively with positive reinforcement on a track in IGP will not be successful at the high levels, because that pressure that is missing is going to mean that your dog is going to go off on tangents. Your dog is going to quit when the going gets tough. Your dog is not going to show the commitment and precision necessary in the art of tracking to be successful at the highest levels. And again, I'm not saying that applying pressure is, all that is necessary for success. No, it's a balance between pressure, motivation. Any dog can still fail a track, but we're talking about probabilities, right? We're talking about the game of probabilities, and that's all we do in training is we play this game of probabilities. All right, guys, so both dogs finished tracking. I gotta admit to you guys, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated with Chico's performance. It's something that I've been working to optimize. Sometimes it feels like we're 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or 1 step forward, 2 steps back with him. Sometimes I think we've really got it and then it falls apart. And that's what I'm speaking about, why the foundation that you put on your dog is so important. But that's also why I love this sport. That's why I love doing this, because it's not easy, because there's always complexity involved. Because right now I'm frustrated, but that frustration doesn't make me want to quit. That frustration makes me want to go and do it again. I want to go do another track right now. I know that's not a smart thing to do. The dog's exhausted and it's boiling hot out, but that's actually what I really want to do. And that's a fantastic thing, right? I love this puzzle. I love the complexity of this. And, I'm going to be back on these fields again tomorrow. I don't care that they just mowed, right? It really doesn't matter to me. At the end of the day, the fundamental tracking behavior, I know what I need to see in order for a dog to be at the top level in a championship. And right now, Chico he's not on a good day with good conditions. He's a low 90s dog, okay? I need a V dog, a dog that's making 95 or above in challenging conditions, right? So I've got Gage there just about. Chico is not there yet, and that's something that I have to work on. But the complexity of this is what keeps me coming back for more. So guys, I'll see you on the next one.